Donald Trump continues his descent into madness, taking the very obvious and very easily avoidable bait from Vice President Kamala Harris during the debate. Also, we saw this past week, in addition to Donald Trump just getting crushed in that debate, Donald Trump's love for Laura Loomer got into the mainstream media. We've been talking about it here at the MeidasTouch Network for quite some time, but the aliens are back, and may as well show you the Alien Super Show because no one breaks it down the way they do. Watch this, one of my favorite series here. Scathing stuff. Play it.
Roger that. Could these guys pick up the stranded astronauts? Over.
What would you say to your Republican colleagues or your allies who are concerned about your close relationship with Laura Loomer?
Well, I don't know what they would say. Laura's been a supporter. I don't control Laura. Laura has to say what she wants. She's a free spirit.
She may be soulless, but she's a free spirit.
She's my manic pixie dream racist.
I love how all of the journalists after Trump got shot were like, he's a changed man. And here he is saying Laura Loomer, the most psychotic person, is a free spirit.
My life is ruined!
Did you guys know she's 31?
What?
She's born in 1993.
Is she the Nirvana baby?
She and Stephen Miller have a combined perceived age of 226.
Wait, how old is Stephen Miller?
Stephen Miller's 39, but he looks the same as he did 8 years ago. This slime spawn came out of
Blade Runner plastic bag onto the floor. Just like
Spit him out.
They're bringing immigrants over the border to replace us. Cells.
Her rhetoric and her tone does not match the base, does not match MAGA.
She's not racist in the right way. She could be a little bit more demure in her racism, truly.
This woman is amazing. Laura Loomer.
You're the best. I love you.
he's finally found his soulmate. It's like if The Notebook and the movie The Notebook was a copy of Mein Kampf.
Trump is just like, well, if I'm going down exactly as I am.
It's not a tawdry story. It's a story about the fanatic corruption of a declining white supremacist. And the ooze is now seeping into every part of his body. Yeah. And now to see the ooze come out at the debate.
And I'm going to actually do something really unusual.
Is she bringing out a prop? Like, is she taking out a super soaker? Like, that would be unusual.
Just start spraying him down.
I'm about to do something unusual and punch the former president of the United States in his loose throat.
I'm going to invite you to attend one of Donald Trump's rallies. He talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. He will talk about windmills cause cancer.
This is his tight 50 that she's talking about.
His tight 120 minutes.
People start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom. And
what is he looking up to there?
I know.
Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret.
He's trying so hard not to say something, so he's like, all right, well, all this energy has to go somewhere, so it's going to go into my, like, up face.
She said people start leaving. People don't go to her rallies. There's no reason to go. The people that do go, she's bussing them in and paying them to be there, and then showing them in a different light.
It wasn't really golden hour. That was a manufactured filter she put.
People don't leave my rallies.
I lock the doors now from the outside.
And what's going on here, you're going to end up in World War III, just to go into another subject.
That is the best transition I've ever heard in my life. Just to go into another subject.
Another subject you didn't ask me about. It's that famous Monty Python. And now for just to go into another subject.
And now to rant about something entirely different.
It's funny that he actually can't control his brain, that he's like, I'm about to talk about this and I don't know how to get off of it, so I'm just gonna let you know I'm doing it.
The synapses are firing and I have to follow it.
They're eating the dogs. The people that came in, they're eating the cats.
The city manager there, he told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals.
Okay, so there's no reason to do this like an official you've never heard of. Just say that's a lie. There's no evidence of this. J.D. Vance created this morning out of nothing. He claims that he got voicemails. No one's heard the voicemails.
Within the immigrant community,
Well, I've seen people on television.
Let me just say here, this is
That's my favorite line. I saw a crazy-haired guy saying it was ancient illegal aliens.
I saw people on television roll up in a mystery van and a dog came out and he solved a bunch of crimes. Must be true.
Again, the Springfield city manager says there's no evidence of that. Vice President
find
Harris,
out.
I'll let you respond to the rest of what you've heard.
Talk about extreme.
Can one of my supporters eat a dog on camera for a false flag operation?
She really mastered the pity look.
On
taking it from
television
the city
saying their
manager.
dog was eaten.
Yeah, that Ohio story is actually factual. So the moderator's fact
Moving on.
That's it. Our fact check of this is it's factual. Next topic.
He brought up this misleading false claim that you yourself have talked about in recent days about Haitian immigrants in Springfield, Ohio.
Yes, I remember that lie.
First of all, city officials have not said it's not true. They've said they don't have all the evidence.
They said they have no evidence.
No evidence doesn't mean that they haven't found evidence yet.
And I think that it's important for journalists to actually get on the ground and uncover this stuff for themselves.
There's no evidence that Haitians aren't eating pets, Caitlin. I think it's your job to prove that negative.
It's so gross that J.D. Vance is invited on TV all the time to talk about stuff when he just makes up. He's not credible.
Whether those exact rumors turn out to be mostly true, somewhat true,
completely true, truer than true.
It's a emotional truth.
And world leaders are laughing at Donald Trump.
They're laughing with me.
Let me just say about world leaders. Viktor Orban, one of the most respected men. They call him
out of all the world leaders.
Let me just roll out my character references here.
They call him a strong man. He's a tough person.
This guy can bench.
Just doesn't understand what
strong man means.
He's so dumb.
They say he's got an actual iron fist.
You can only talk about how dumb someone is to their face so much in a debate without getting too dirty. Obviously, Kamala Harris did the best job of anyone who's ever debated Trump, but I kind of wish that she had been the man to my right is the dumbest person who's ever run for president in history.
Iran had no money for Hamas or Hezbollah or any of the 28 different spheres of terror.
I love the Spheres of Terror series by my favorite sci-fi author, Philip K. Dick.
Trump just had a really bad trip at a U2 show in Vegas.
It's now your third time running for president. You have long vowed to repeal and replace Obamacare. You have failed to accomplish that.
I love that that's just a dig in the question.
For 9 years, you've said you'd repeal Obamacare. You suck at doing it. And how would you...
9 years after you first started running, do you have a plan?
10 years in the making. What is this, Avatar 2? What do you...
So just a yes or no, you still do not have a plan?
I have concepts of a plan. I'm not president right now.
I have an entry in my Moleskin notebook titled Healthcare Plan. I've jotted down some very interesting bullet points.
There's a clip from Archer where he's like, I have a plan. And everyone's like, what is it? And he's like, my plan was to crowdsource a plan. It's literally this.
There are concepts and options we have.
It sounds like one of those stores in the mall you're not really sure why they existed.
And you'll be hearing about it in the not too distant future.
Way down in deep 13.
We'll be rolling it out very shortly.
In the next 2 weeks.
Kamala Harris was all about platitudes, and I think people look right through that. Am I better off? I'm not better off.
Buddy, if we went back 4 years and looked at you on Fox News, you'd be in your home doing a remote hit because you were in a quarantine.
Thank you, Jason Chaffetz, and the rest of our virtual couch.
You are way better off.
She did practice her facial expressions maybe more than her policy points.
Her facial expressions did not contain policy details.
Unlike Trump's policy details, which were... Let me just check the tape real quick.
I have concepts of a plan.
I hope that you look beneath the veneer of someone who memorized scripts and someone who was coached perfectly and someone who absorbed somehow a lot of information that we haven't ever seen coming out of their mouth for quite some time or ever.
How did she remember all of this?
That you can look beyond that.
Someone who did very well in the debate. Just ignore that.
This thing that we spent a week talking about and saying that Kamala Harris can't be president because she can't put two sentences together.
It's going to be word salad after word salad.
Donald Trump is the best debater of all time. That's why he's fit to lead.
Ignore it. It didn't happen.
The biggest losers of the night. Fact checking President Trump 5 times and Vice President Harris a whopping 0.
That fact check is incorrect.
Yeah. She was fact checked once.
They even got that one wrong.
ABC should have fact checked Harris on multiple lies.
Let's go through them. Project 2025. Trump has nothing to do with it. Incorrect. He is lying about that. Bloodbath? No, he said it.
He said if he doesn't win, the car industry is going to be the least of the bloodbath.
Charlottesville, that he never said very fine people on both sides. Incorrect. He said it.
The more context is saying, no, there's people here who are standing up for Robert E. Lee.
Just very fine people who love the Confederacy and want to go back to it.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift endorsed Kamala Harris. What do you think?
Well, I actually like Mrs. I actually like Mrs. Mahomes much better.
I'm laughing because I can't remember her name.
So much more popular than Taylor Swift, that woman whose name I can't remember.
The wife of the great quarterback, and he is a great quarterback.
That's how I view women, is just in their relationship to the men in their lives.
Brittany's great. Brittany got a lot of news last week.
Brittany got a lot of news last week? What the hell?
Brittany Mahomes just dropped her new album.
The Mahome Hive.
The Mahomies.
We admire Taylor Swift
Swift's music.
Who's the we here?
Americans, whether they like her music or fans of hers or not, are going to be influenced by a billionaire celebrity who I think is fundamentally disconnected from the interests.
Are they talking about Trump?
You don't think that millions of people who worship this pop star will be influenced by what she says?
Yeah.
Are you insane?
Not like my billionaire celebrity.
Yeah, we know how cults work, and they are really effective.
I'm allowed to criticize Taylor Swift, and I don't give a shit.
Whoa.
The Megyn Kelly Show, coming to you live from hell.
To say the reason she's doing it is because of Tim Walz' stance on LGBTQ. F you, Taylor Swift.
I want to speak with the manager of Taylor Swift, please.
This guy is like, what is happening?
That's Meet the Press guest Rich Lowry, who's allowed to come on every other Sunday.
Having a woman shout at him in a hotel room is usually under very different circumstances.
She doesn't care what happens to these kids, just like he doesn't give a shit what happens to all the young men who take that Pfizer booster he's been pushing.
Nice, anti-vaxxer.
I'm sure he's totally clueless about the myocarditis taking the lives of young men in this country who didn't need the shot to begin with, never mind a booster.
Wow.
Where's Travis Kelce going to be? They'll be bathing themselves in their own sanctimony.
Can't believe NBC hired this person.
I know, it's wild. And that's the 4th hour of the Today Show.
Their concerts and their football games.
She's Alex Jones. This is an Alex Jones performance and Alex Jones content.
She's really giving Elmo on fire meme.
This is like an evil Zotox rant.
Oh my God, Megyn Kelly is my alter ego? You're right.
Tim Walz, who has
Hi,
been standing
I'm
up
Megyn.
for LGBTQ
I'm down here.
rights.
Don't listen to that idiot up there.
The truth is, I am kind of done with politics for now, right? I know.
Hey Humies, thanks for tuning in. If you like the show, help us invade your planet by subscribing to our YouTube channel or drop us a comment. We really love those. If you really like the show, subscribe to our Patreon where we share some bonus content. All right, okay, gotta go. Bye!